Hey, Tiger Cats fans, it's Louie B, your digital host, and I'm very honored to be joined by the 14th Commissioner of the Canadian Football League, Randy Ambrosie. And Randy, as part of your Randy's road trip, you've made it here to Hamilton, and I guess let's just talk about this facility. It will host the Grey Cup in 2021, and I think there are a lot of fans who are thinking it's about time.
Well, in fact, earlier today I was talking about how exciting it is to think about the 21 Grey Cup here. In some ways, what the Ticats have planned and the way they're going to use not only the stadium itself, but the end zone, and they've got some real innovative ideas for it. I think are going to redefine Grey Cup. They're going to add some horsepower to future Grey Cup. So I'm not only looking forward to it because Hamilton's a great place and long overdue, but I think their plan is going to create some really cool innovations.
I know it's something you've talked about a lot, and something you've talked about a lot today, but the playoff format is getting a lot of play.
Yeah.
What would you say to maybe a traditionalist who thinks the game is fine the way it is, the format's fine the way it is, let's just keep it the same way?
Well, the great Ron Lancaster, who was part of the Ticats for a good long time, used to say to me, he said, "Randy, there's no such thing as status quo. You're either getting better or you're getting worse, but you're never staying the same." And I would also add that I'm a traditionalist as well, and I really have a passion for the East versus West. That's what I grew up with. But at the same time, this idea got floated at our innovation committee, and there was a lot of support for it around the innovation committee. This is an opportunity to talk about it. And what a better thing to do than here we are in February. It's pretty cold out there. And we got a lot of people from coast to coast talking about the CFL. And I think what could be better than that? Middle of February, a lot of interest, a lot of fans weighing in on both sides, a lot of good feedback, some hostile feedback. But at the end, it's good to be talking about football. And the decision will ultimately be made by our governors based on a lot of information, including some reference to what our fans and experts alike thought about this as a proposed change. Because right now, that's all it is. It's an idea. It's being vetted. We're getting a chance to talk about it, and we'll see what happens down the road.
I did the math. You've been commissioner 960 days.
Yeah.
In those 960 days, what do you kind of look at as one of your biggest accomplishments during that span?
Oh my gosh, there are so many things that I've learned. So, I like that. That's a way I think about life, is how do you keep learning and growing as a person? I certainly feel like I've learned a lot. I'm excited about the 2.0 strategy. I think we are at the beginning of a new beginning. I think redefining, it was just a little over a year ago. We had one partner country in Mexico. You think back to the 2018 Grey Cup, when we did the signing ceremony there. We have 14 partners now around the world, representing a population of 800 million people. I think, if you can capture 1% of that 800 million, that's 8 million fans. You capture 16 million. You capture 3%, that's 24 million fans. I'm really excited about that. I just think working with the Board of Governors, I feel like I've learned a lot from them, and I'm doing my very best to be a good leader for the league. I'm proud of that. I think maybe as much or more than anything else is my interaction with the fans. I think my mom, who was a people person, I think my mom would be proud of me. And she's gone now, but I think she would be proud of me for being somebody that wants to talk to the fans and wants to stop and say hello and listen to an idea and hear a story. I'm really proud of that as well. So it's a lot of things. It's hard to boil it down to one.
So I've brought in a lot of friends to this game. I'm a 28-year-old guy, right? Millennial. I'm in that demographic that I think, you and I can fairly say that a demographic that I'm sure the CFL is hungry to get after. How are we going to get people like me? Because I know when I bring my friends to the game, like, they're always talking about the next time they can come back. Yeah. And how do you get the fans in the building? How do you get them interested in the product to create that lifelong fan who's going to bring their kids and from so on?
Well, in part, it is creating a new paradigm because we have to connect with this new generation of fans. And it's not just an age demographic, it's a profile demographic. We got to get new Canadians who came to this country because they want to be here. They came and they want to feel more Canadian. And I would say, what better way to feel more Canadian than coming to a Ticats game, going to an Argos game, going to a Bombers game? We got to reach out to that community and welcome them in. And I think if they come in, they'll see how fun and fast football is. And that's what 2.0 is in a way. It's about creating an atmosphere around the idea of internationalism. about our game being big, not small. And in our biggest cities where, we've had more challenges in Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal to create this feeling this is a really big league with a really big future and people should want to be part of it. I think that's part of the answer.
Well, I warmed you up for all the hard questions I'm sure you're going to get from our season ticket holders downstairs. So, Randy, I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, it was
Thank
great
you.
to do it.